A very warm welcome to StudyIQ, my dear friends. I am Prashant Mavani. I hope you all are doing good. Today is 27th March 2020. Day is Friday. On our table, we have very important articles to discuss. The first one is this one, Standing with the Needy. This one is about a relief package that has been announced by Government of India. The second one is Terror Unlimited. Yesterday, remember the news item? A Gurudwara was attacked in Kabul by ISIS or Islamic State. So this editorial, Terror Unlimited, it's about the situation of Afghanistan. We are going to talk about it in detail. Then we have this article that is written by Chief Minister of Kerala. He's talking about the things that his government is doing in Kerala. He's also talking about a few things that we can learn from other countries. Basically, he's suggesting that central government and state governments should work together, and he's providing his suggestions on these things. Then we are going to talk about safeguarding the vulnerable among us. This article is written by Chief of International Labour Organization, and he is talking about impact of coronavirus on jobs and people working in unorganized sector. Then we have this expert opinion on whether India can contain this economic impact of coronavirus. But I have dropped this thing because we have already talked about this sort of things in detail yesterday, and we have a few more things to talk about in these two articles. Instead, I have a very interesting interview of a very interesting country. And this country is unique because this is the only country that has conquered, I would say, coronavirus spread without lockdown. Yes, without lockdown, a country has conquered coronavirus outbreak. So we are going to talk about that country, and we have this article. It's about USA. Things in USA, as far as coronavirus is concerned, are not good at all. So first of all, I will throw some light on this article, and then we will talk about editorials. But before that, can I quickly introduce all of you to our pen drive and tablet courses? Dear friends, our pen drive and tablet courses are available for various different competitive exams. They are designed by best faculties of our country. With the help of our pen drive and tablet courses, there are thousands of students out there. They have cracked various different competitive exams. So to find out more about it, do check out StudyIQ.com. To download the PDF of today's lecture, you have to check my Telegram channel. You can join my Telegram channel. You can get the PDF for free. If you want to get in touch with me, say for example, if you want to share any message or greetings and things, then you can of course use the comment section. But if you want to share something private, then you can send me messages, your question, queries, doubts, etc. via FB message. And please make sure that you share this lecture with other students. I want this series to become bigger and bigger every passing day, of course. And hit the like button if you have learned something from today's discussion. And please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. So dear friends, things in USA are out of control, or they are getting out of control. Can you believe this thing? More than 1,000 people, they have died in USA because of coronavirus. 68,000 plus people are infected because of coronavirus. In New York alone, 33,066 cases, 325 have passed away. New York, New Jersey, 4,402 infected cases, 62 passed away. California, 3,183 cases, 67 passed away. And as you can see here, you have figures from various different states of USA. I have a question for you. Question number one is, can you give me a right figure? How many states are there in USA? This is your question number one. And it's very sad that new cases announced in United States each day is 10,000. United States is becoming a new, or in fact it is now, an epicenter of this coronavirus. So that's a very sad thing. Very, very sad thing. And this article, this first one that we are discussing, I have provided you this infographic. Now this article is talking about, I would say, the loopholes, or USA was not that quick in in taking this virus seriously, and its response was not that I would say not that energetic, right? It was very lethargic in controlling or in addressing this coronavirus issue, and this is one of the main reason why we see this many cases, because now it is, it has, I think, reached a tipping point in USA. But of course, lockdown is implemented, and USA is, as far as money is concerned, as far as wealth is concerned, it's a wealthy country, and they have better health facilities as well. And there are other countries that are ready to help USA, but I think USA is capable enough. But things are a bit challenging. It's not easy for any country. Moving on to next item, standing with the needy. Very important announcement has been made by Government of India. Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana. From the name itself, you can understand 99% of this relief package, that this is going to be predominantly, this package is for poor people, for vulnerable sections of our society. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman ji, she has announced 1,70,000 crore rupees relief package, and this money will be utilized for helping those vulnerable sections of our society. As we all know, India is under 21-day lockdown. The most important thing that that we have to understand about India is that, and this is a fact as well, that as far as poor people are concerned, the quantity of poor people in our country is highest in the world, right? Quantity as well as the severity of poverty is also, you find the poorest of the poor in the world, right? You find the poorest of the poor. Means there are poor people living in Africa, but in our country, right, we have like some of the most, I would say, the poorest of the poor. This type of poor people are living in, and their quantity is quite high as well, highest in the world, right? So it becomes very important for our country that we look after our vulnerable sections. We have to make sure that they get ample amount of food, water, electricity, other important items, medical facilities, of course. And the most interesting thing about this latest announcement is that innovative ways in which the government is seeking to offer relief. I have one infographic as well for you guys. You can download the whole PDF and you can go through this infographic. Just have a quick glance over it for once. I am going to break it down for you guys, write a few important points. So we are talking about this innovative ways, and the most innovative thing that I have observed is, I think this healthcare workers, now they will be provided with 50 lakh rupees health insurance. So that's a very encouraging thing for all those people who are at present, they are they are there at grassroots level. They are helping all those people. So providing healthcare or insurance, right? Basically health insurance to all these people is you can say big salute from government. So that's a very interesting point. Apart from that, Jandan accounts, ladies Jandan accounts or women Jandan accounts, they will get 500 rupees per month for their expenses. Now I do understand 500 rupees per month is not a big amount, and I'm sure government is also aware about this thing. But the thing is, just transferring 500 rupees per month to all Jandan account holders will cost India, do you know how much? 30,450 crore rupees, and this is not a small amount. But of course, we have to understand this thing that 500 is not that much as well. 500 is okay, I would say, right? Means it's not that much. But the thing is, the reason I believe government is not going for 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 rupees is government wants to take it step by step. The main thing is we don't know how long it is going to last, how long we have to provide this. There is uncertainty about the extension of this support. We don't know, maybe 6 months as well, maybe 1 year. We don't know at present. So it is better to go step by step. Incremental help is, I think, the best thing that we can do. And it also looks like the effort is to keep everything under limit rather than going out of control and then asking for money from someone else. It's better that government is going step by step. So we have to understand this thing from this point of view. Then farmers, they are already, Government of India provides money to farmers under this PM Kisan, but money will be provided to vulnerable sections, farmers as well as women, Jan Dhan account holders. They will get this 500 rupees per month. For at least next few months, they will get this thing. For next 3 months, to be precise, right? Let me write it down here, 3 months. The doubling of food grain allocation offered free is a good idea as well. So when you have extra food, right, that will give you a sense of security. Those beneficiaries of Ujjwala scheme, they will get free cooking gas refills. Now the next step that government should do is to focus on businesses, those businesses that will face or they may face cash crunch, those businesses that will run out of their working capital, those businesses that will soon default. So government should as soon as possible, part 2 of this economic relief package should not be delayed beyond next couple of days, and we need to save all these businesses. Now, as you know, that situation of USA is quite clear. So in this article, editorial, we find this line that there are enough ideas to borrow from others such as USA, which is in the process of finalizing 2 trillion package. Now, the reason why USA is giving this big package, first of all, USA is having huge amount of money. It's a rich country, and the second thing is, the number of people who are affected. India is not that bad at present, right? We are not in that condition, so there is no point of declaring this big package. We don't need it. Step by step we'll look after it, right? Let's move on to next item, Terror Unlimited. This is associated with a very sad incident that took place a day before yesterday in Kabul. A Gurudwara was attacked by an Islamic State, this Fidain, or I don't know the right word that they use in, I think it's Arabic word, Fidain, I think they use. It's like suicide bomber. So basically a terrorist, he attacked a Gurudwara. 25 people passed away in this incident, and this whole thing is again a reminder that things are not great, or things are not well in Afghanistan. Afghanistan is a very dirty place as far as politics is concerned. Can you believe this thing? Afghanistan has 2 governments. One is led by Abdullah and Ashraf Ghani. The other one is Ashraf, like the latest presidential election result is rejected by Abdullah. So he is running his own government. Ashraf Ghani, he is running his own government. Then you have this Taliban. Taliban had a discussion, and the process is going on. Peace process is going on with USA. And you can see this sort of attacks taking place. Now, Taliban and ISIS, they are also not together. They are also against each other. Power struggle, of course. And approx 50% of Afghanistan's territory is under, approx 50% is under ISIS control. Beg your pardon, not ISIS, sorry, Taliban control, right? Taliban is the strongest force as far as this sort of, this sort of groups are concerned. Then Taliban is the strongest force in Afghanistan. The peace agreement reached between Taliban and US failed to bring any halt to this violence. On one side, USA and Afghanistan, they were having discussion about this peace process. On the other side, Taliban was attacking forces of Afghan government or Afghan forces, military and other personnel. So things are, as I told you, very dirty, and now things are getting out of control because a few days ago when we were talking about this SARC fund, remember SARC emergency fund? I told you about this border of Iran. Iran is sharing its border with Afghanistan as well as Pakistan. And now you can see this coronavirus cases are shooting up in Afghanistan as well. For a country that is politically divided, that is not that wealthy, as far as topography is concerned, it's a very challenging, most mountainous region and things. And then you have this sort of challenges coming in. It's very sad and very difficult for people in Afghanistan to survive. As far as minority communities are concerned, Afghanistan is notorious for violence against minority communities. When Taliban used to run this country from 1996 to 2001, Hazara Shias were brutalized. They were killed, raped, and so many bad things done to this Hazara Shia community. Most Hindus and Sikhs, once spread across the country in hundreds of thousands, have fled the country. And this whole incident will create some sort of, I would say, a positive room for the implementation of Citizenship Amendment Act in India. People will talk about it, will give this example, this latest example, or this latest attack on Sikh Gurudwara. And resurgence of Taliban and the fear of insurgents taking over Kabul is there, and the leadership should realize the magnitude of this crisis and take a united approach to tackle it, right? But I think leadership is also, means as far as this civilized politics or politicians are concerned, they are again, head on head with each other. They are not, means they are in this power competition, cutthroat competition, in fact. So these are the problems that are going on in Afghanistan. Now let's talk about this article that is written by Chief Minister of Kerala. Now, there are few lines that I'm going to read here for you guys. Like he's saying that it is important that we stand united in facing this grave crisis. Here, I understand we means the people of Kerala, the people of India, right? Central government, state governments, basically every stakeholder should unite to fight this coronavirus crisis. State has major responsibilities, of course, because it must, or the states must, take a leadership role in enforcing the lockdown while upholding the rights and dignity of people. A state must educate the citizens on the do's and don'ts of rules to follow, and state must take all sections of society with it. The health machinery has to work 24/7, of course, and this lockdown is an opportunity as well for central government, for various different state governments, for medical field, for citizens, every one of us, right? We have to think about the things that we have to change from now on, the things that we need to do to break the infection change, the things that we should have in future as far as this sort of epidemics are concerned. And of course we have to break the chain of this infection. We have to identify all those people who are infected. Then we have to isolate them, and few of them would require isolation, few of them would require medical care, intensive care, and we should provide these things to them. Here the Chief Minister is saying that I welcome the announcement of the Prime Minister to set aside 15,000 crore for emergencies. We talked about this thing a few days ago. Remember that this money will be used for medical support. Health is a state subject, so state personnel or this, state governments, the bodies that will be at grassroots level, and state governments are an integral part of governance of the nation. So he's saying that there should be fiscal federalism, and freedom should be provided as far as this Fiscal Responsibility Act is concerned. We will talk about it as we move ahead. He also suggested that there should be a central government and state government consultative body where you have both this, level of, or you can say tier of government. So you have central government, and then you have all these state governments, and they should form a consultative body, just like GST Council, so that we can together remove bottlenecks and assess progress. And he started talking about, now he talks about in this portion, he talks about the things about that he has done, his government has done about this coronavirus, or things that he has done to tackle this coronavirus. He starts with saying that Supreme Court has also appreciated the efforts taken by Kerala government. He said that Kerala will provide essential goods and services, and government will not permit even a single person to starve during this lockdown. PDS is quite strong in Kerala, and he has also already said that allocation of food will be 35 kilo per household for those in priority category. Food plate, nutritious meal at 20 rupees per plate is also provided by state government at 1,000 canteens. Kerala State Drugs and Pharmaceuticals Limited, it's a government company, will provide 25 crore worth supply of medicines. Then prisons and self-help groups are engaged in making more N95 masks. They are producing surgical gloves. Then you have this Khadi PSC, public sector enterprise, that is producing bed sheets and towels that can be used in hospitals. He has also said that his government has asked internet service providers to increase their network capacity by 30 to 40% to ensure that the people can work from home. 20,000 crore rupees package has been 20,000 crore rupees package has been declared or announced by Kerala a few days ago. So he said that out of that, 1,320 crore will be used for providing assistance to this poorest of the poor, or BPL and Antyodaya family. He said that 100 crore will be used for food grains, 50 crores will be used for subsidized meals for this 20 rupees per plate thing. 2,000 crores will be provided under this Kudumbashri mission in terms of loans. Employment guarantee program will need 2,000 crore. 14,000 crore will be used for clearing all these arrears. Passenger vehicles have also been given tax relief. Auto and taxis are given relaxation on their fitness charges. There is relaxation in deadlines of water and electricity bill. Entertainment taxes for cinema halls have been reduced. So these are the steps that are taken by Kerala government, and of course we can learn from each other. States, they can learn from each other. We can learn from central government. Central government can learn from various different states, and we can learn from the whole world. And we have a very good example as well today. We are going to talk about it in detail, but before that, let's quickly go through this one. Safeguarding the vulnerable among us. Now this article is written by, as I told you, Chief of International Labour Organization, and he is talking about human dimension of this COVID-19. It's going to affect our economical, social and developmental life. ILO says that 25 million people will lose their jobs, and the damage is going to be 3.4 trillion. And the way this coronavirus is expanding its reach, this figure can go up very easily. Of course, we know the first section, or the first to lose their jobs are going to be those working in unorganized sector. We are living in a world where 1 in 5 people are eligible, where only 1 in 5 people are eligible for this unemployment benefits. Layoffs spell catastrophe for millions of families. And he said that together we have to sort out this poverty issue, because ILO constitution has this principle that poverty anywhere remains a threat to prosperity anywhere, and this is absolutely perfect as well as right. That if you have poverty in your society, even if a single family is poor, then as well your society, you cannot say it is 100% rich society. You have poor people living there, and poverty anywhere in the world is poverty everywhere basically, right? And it is a threat to prosperity everywhere. So it is important that we create a just world. Now this is again an opportunity for human beings, for global leaders, right? This is an opportunity. We should take it as a wake-up call, and we have to change things the way they are going on. So far things were going, and this has created, or it has basically removed that mask that was there on our world's face. So now we know the reality, and this is the time, like from now on we can change things for good. Trace, test, treat module helped South Korea control virus. This is an excerpt from this interview of Ambassador Shin Bong-kin. He's from South Korea, ambassador of South Korea to India. He's talking about this Korean model. Now let me tell you that Korea is the only country that hasn't imposed a lockdown within its territory or even of its international borders. And this makes this country very important. Korea, back in February, 989 cases were reported, and today cases are declining. So what magic worked here? The only magic is the system. The system is to trace, to test and treat people. And this is something that we can learn. The whole world can learn from this Korean model. They started testing people. Remember a month ago we were talking about this religious cult. Few churches, they were organizing this meetings and prayers and gatherings. So this was banned in Korea, South Korea, and South Korean government as well as institutions, they started scanning people. Scanning in the sense they started tracing and testing people. Those people who were found with coronavirus, they were isolated, they were provided with treatment. These South Korean companies, they developed this new testing kits as well with a surprising speed. And mass testing started 18,000 cases per day. This many people were tested per day. There are drive-through as well as walk-through testing centers where you can go, you can get yourself tested, and then you will get the result next day by text message or on your WhatsApp or your this sort of application. So this is how Korea controlled this. It verified, it tested, and then traced, tested, and it has treated this whole thing. So there are so many things that we can learn from Korea. This is one of the best examples that we have at present. And Korean government is also ready to help our country. Here the ambassador is saying that though India has not asked for help regarding testing kits or medical equipment, we are always ready to extend our hand. Now moving on to news items, will fully back center has been said by Sonia Gandhi, and that's a very good gesture coming from opposition party. Lockdown forces migrant workers to leg it home from Manesar, and this is not just from Manesar or about Manesar. You can see this one is from Manesar. This photo, you find these photos from Gujarat, and then you have photos from different parts of our country, right? The poorest of the poor, these poor laborers, they're walking on the road and they're heading towards their villages. Now, I was going through some news items, news channels, and good news that came across me is from Gujarat. Like this Gujarat government provided, or it arranged a special 4-5 buses for all those workers who were heading towards Rajasthan. So that's a very good measure taken by Gujarat government. And there are so many people, they are struggling this way. So of course we are not allowed to go out, but the government is helping them, and that's a good thing. G20 meeting took place, and G20 has decided, it has committed $5 trillion to tackle this COVID-19 epidemic, coronavirus epidemic. Narendra Modi said that world needs to redefine its conservations redefine our conversations on globalization, and we should include social and humanitarian issues, terrorism, climate change, pandemics. And he also talked about this, he encouraged about this, that officials like Sherpas, G20 foreign ministers, health officials, they should interact online. And G20 must send a strong signal to restore confidence in a global economy by resuming as soon as possible the normal flow of goods and services, especially vital medicine. This was said by a very important person, because I have a question for you. I'm not giving you his name. Can you give me the name of the chair? Who is the chair of, which country is chair of G20 in this 2020? Right, stick your answer in the comment section. Shops selling essentials to operate 24/7 was decided by Arvind Kejriwal, and I think this will be replicated by other states as well. Home delivery is going to take place, right? This 24/7 will be via home delivery. Offer prayers at home has been, clerics are appealing to Muslim people, Muslim community, that you should pray from home rather than going to masjids or mosques. And DRDO develops ventilators. It's going to produce 5,000 ventilators in a month's time. And that's everything in today's discussion. Stick your answer in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching this video. God bless you all. Jai Hind.